Hello, Auburn Alliance Church. This is BJ with another 5 at 5. It's Friday, and we've had just an incredibly busy week here at church this week because the Family Life Network has been doing their youth theater workshop here. And today we had the performance, and what an amazing week it was watching these three amazing 20-year-olds who were here from Family Life teaching these children acting skills and putting together a play. If you want to check out the play, it's right at Auburn Alliance Church's YouTube channel. It's listed there just the same way that you would go to see one of the worship services live online. It's right there in that list, and you can check it out and see the great job that the kids did. Really outstanding, really thankful for the connection that we have with Family Life Network and the opportunity we have to do this youth theater workshop. Well, this week I was thinking about how important it was for us in Elevate. We hit a milestone. And the milestone that we hit this week is we finished talking about one of our key components of Elevate. We're looking at 5 key words in Elevate, and our whole goal in looking at these 5 words is trying to develop a culture of discipleship. The first word is reach, the second one is build, the third is equip, the fourth is multiply, and the last one is send. And these come right out of a philosophy of ministry called Growing a Healthy Church. And with this 5-point focus, we're thinking about what it is to develop this culture of discipleship. And this week, we finished talking about reach, what it looks like to reach lost people with the good news of the gospel of Jesus Christ. And we've talked about doing that as a corporate, as a whole church, looking at ministries of the church doing that. We talked about doing it in small groups or family units, and how it is that we could live missionally as small groups in order to reach people for Jesus. And then we also talked about how to do that as individual, how we can live our lives missionally as individuals. And as I was putting away some of the material that we were using in order to teach this concept, as next week we go in and we start talking about building. But as I was putting things away, I ran across one of the illustrations that we did a few weeks ago, and I just thought I really should highlight this during today's 5 at 5 video. Well, we were trying to illustrate the difference between trying to reach people corporately and trying to reach people with a culture of discipleship by doing it through missional living, and came up with the idea to come up with this diagram right here, this piece of paper. And what this is we had a number of people in the room, probably about a dozen people, and a certain number of people came up and they placed these little red squares onto this piece of paper. So how many are there? There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like 6 of these little red squares they placed on the piece of paper. And that really represented what would happen in the next 5 years if we as a church continued to just focus on reaching lost people as a corporate entity, as a group here in the church. And that's a good thing to do that, but you can see that that was the result that we were going to have if we focused on reaching lost people as a corporate entity only. Now, all of the blue dots that are on this piece of paper represents the people that would be reached for Jesus if the same number who are in the room focused on living their lives missionally. The number of people that would be reached for Jesus in 5 years. So just as a visual representation here, you can see that there's a lot more people who are reached with the gospel of Jesus if we live our lives missionally than would be if we were just trying to do it corporately. And of course, all of these matter, whether people come to know Jesus because of a corporate event we're doing, a church-wide event, whether we're bringing in a speaker or we're doing some sort of an event here at church where we're trying to bring people in so that they can hear the gospel message, or whether we're going into people's homes and into people's neighborhoods and having conversations with them, whether they be friends or neighbors or co-workers. So it's a both and kind of a thing. But as people say to me, why do we really need to develop a culture of discipleship? This was a really good illustration to think about some of the really important reasons for us to focus on that culture of discipleship. It's really not about us. It's about people in our community who don't know Jesus. Maybe they've never heard the gospel. Maybe they've heard it, but they don't understand how to make it part of their lives. Or maybe they've heard it 10 times and they need to hear it 30 times before they're going to respond to it. And the best way for us to do that is not thinking that we need to bring these people into the church in order to hear the message only. That is a way that we can accomplish reaching people for Christ. But the more effective way, and the way that we could reach more people, is if we go into their world with the gospel and we invest those seeds of the gospel into them as we go through our regular day life, the rhythms of life, as we go to our sporting events and as we go to our PTA meetings, as we go and hang out with people in their living rooms or their backyards, as we go and just do what we normally do at work, go to school, as we are just engaging in our regular kinds of rhythms of life and running into people that we already know, how we can have spiritual conversations with them so that we can bring the gospel message into their life. So that's what missional living is all about. And as we close this chapter and we move forward now into what it is to build believers of Jesus Christ, I just wanted to take this moment to say, look, it's important for us to do this. So I hope that the Lord has been speaking to you and leading you down this path. So thanks for being with us this week. Thank you for those who are elevators, that you're with us on Wednesday nights, and you can look forward to this Wednesday night as we go into a new chapter. We're also looking forward to worship in person again on Sunday morning, a 9 o'clock service for those that are a little more sensitive, a 10:30 service for those who are a little less sensitive, and the opportunity for you to watch the live stream. I will tell you that we did upgrade our camera this week, so if you did watch the live stream last week and said it was a little bit fuzzy, this week it'll look a lot better. So thank you for being part of Auburn Alliance Church. We love you. We miss you. Thanks for watching this video, and we look forward to seeing you this weekend.